Good evening, I'm Rob Johnson. It's 10 o'clock. A change of plans. You, the taxpayer, will now assume the financial risk in bringing the 2016 games to Chicago. Mayor Richard Daley dropped that bombshell during his pitch to the Olympic Committee in Switzerland today. CBS 2 chief correspondent Jay Levine is here with what was behind the mayor's change of heart, and it's a big change of heart.
Politics, Rob, pure and simple. Political politics, Olympic politics, growing resentment about Chicago trying to escape the same financial responsibility contract everyone else signed. To the sound of Sweet Home Chicago, the 2016 delegation celebrated in a lakeside Swiss garden what was by most accounts a successful presentation to Olympic voters. But new videos showcasing our proposed Olympic venues.
Welcome to Chicago.
And new pledges of support from the White House.
To support Chicago's planning and operations.
Were overshadowed by the mayor's financial about-face from what he told me 3 years ago in Beijing.
At no time will taxpayers' money be used. That is the key.
Then repeated at City Hall.
The Olympics must not be a financial burden to taxpayers.
And at an Olympic fundraiser.
There will be no government money, local government taxpayers' money in regards to the Olympics.
But today in Switzerland, threatened with losing critical votes, he did what he pledged not to do, putting taxpayers at risk. His former chief of staff revealing a new $500 million insurance policy against cost overruns. This new development, Lori Healy said, will ensure that the mayor of Chicago will be able to sign the host city agreement.
For the mayor to do this on his own, unilaterally, without the input and approval of the city council, I think is a very, very dangerous precedent.
More will call for hearings on the issue that's already raising eyebrows among voters.
I think that has to be put to the people first. It could be a concern, but it could also be a good thing as well.
As people of the city of Chicago, we want to know how he can be so confident.
Chicago 2016 claims there's a built-in $2.5 billion cushion, including a $400 million projected surplus, $1 billion in insurance, $500 million from the city, $250 million from the state.
We've developed that new model basically to mitigate financial risk and to assure that the games are delivered.
The risk to taxpayers, according to the mayor, extremely remote. We'll be the judge of that, Moore says.
We were told that we didn't have anything to worry about with respect to the parking meters. Now we find out that perhaps the city came up short by as much as $1 billion from that deal. We're not going to make the same mistake again.
In other words, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The mayor got a warm welcome in Switzerland, but there are some tough questions waiting for him back home. Rob?
Okay, with the surplus and all the money that's built in, what is the real risk here? Is it a real one?
Probably not very much of a risk, but the fact is that it's there. If everything blows up, if things go wildly out of control, like Millennium Park, the city could be left on the hook.
Well, Chicago's known for cost overruns, as are the Olympics, so that's a two-headed monster potentially.
But at least they have that $2.5 billion cushion before you start taking it from taxpayers.
Yeah, that could help, Jay.